Put your hands up, yeah. To the floor, yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
Come down, selector.
That's right. Come on.
What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to yet another episode of Confessions Corner. I'm your host, Miss Rach, and today I have something very different to talk about. I think maybe some of you guys have actually seen this post. A soon-to-be bride and groom went viral after they posted this post on social media. So I just felt like, why not bring it here so that maybe we can talk about it, so that I can talk to my ladies and obviously my gents to see what you guys really think about this. So I feel like it's actually a confession, considering that this life coach decided to actually make a whole confession online and put it up there literally to talk about or write a letter online for his wife. So without further much ado, let's just get into it and read on the caption. So the caption goes by, his name is Solomon Buchi. He states, "You're not the most beautiful woman, neither are you the most intelligent woman."
The man food is an amount voice. Hey.
I'm already giving vibes with this, but let me just finish. But like I've chosen not to find perfection in anyone else. Talking about putting a slice of BS. Trying to... Okay, we'll just comment at the end. Let me finish. Hopefully I can finish without thinking way too hard already. I put my gaze on you, and with that commitment, we would mold ourselves for ourselves. Our perfection is in our commitment. Stating that you're not the most beautiful / intelligent might sound like it's not a compliment, yeah?
I understand.
But it's a realistic base for real love. Acknowledging that my woman isn't the best, but I'm not looking for the best. I was looking for you and I found you. There's no best, there's just someone you choose and see the best in them.
What kind of shit is that?
This, to me, is the real love, not the one that consoles itself in the full reality that their partner is the most good-looking, most intelligent, most successful person in the world. That's disingenuous and doesn't give room for love to thrive.
Okay.
I love you. I ain't fair. I'm committed to you. I miss you so. So, this, if I tell you social media went wild, it did go wild. People were flying, things were falling, the sky, the roof was falling. You get it. People, if I say people, I mean women. A whole lot of women were all up in there. They were just like, what does this guy even mean, you know? So I was actually having a conversation with someone, and when I read through it, the first thought that got into my mind was, well, he's just trying to mask the most cruel way of saying that you love your wife, but then you feel like she is not all that. That is exactly how I read it at first hand. So it's like, okay, what are you really trying to get at? Because when you start a whole statement and you put it online on social media for everybody to see and for the whole world to judge you, to to share code. I feel like in codes, I don't really think it's an opinion to begin with. I feel like it's just a thought that he was supposed to just keep as a thought, not to actually put it out there and put it on social media to say that, or to claim, to give out claims that you love your woman this much. So when you begin your first sentence saying, you're not the most beautiful woman, neither are you the most intelligent woman. Girl, let me tell you something. If I'm a woman and then I hear that first line, best believe I'm not listening to anything that you're gonna say or anything that comes out of your mouth. Because for a fact, you just told me I'm dumb.
That was legitness.
Yeah. So even as much as you're going to say, but I've chosen to never find perfection in anyone else. So I was just your plan B, right?
Oh my God!
The plan A. First you call me dumb, then the next part you're telling me that you didn't have a choice. Like you had to just choose me because, yeah, there were other women that didn't cut it, and I cut the cut. The English is not really Englishing, but you get what I'm saying. So it's like he tries to mask his arrogant tone by saying, I put my gaze on you, and with that commitment, we'll model ourselves for ourselves. Our perfection is in our commitment. Bruh, I'm having a headache. Like a massive brain ache, hemorrhage, bleeding, death. I can't. It's like a whole burger with a slice of BS in between. Like, yeah, it's a burger, but you know, something in there. So it's like, I really don't know. Maybe the woman, she's okay with it, because this could not just come at the worst times when you're about to marry this man, and then they go on social media, then they blast you like this, all in the name of love. So, you know, people were coming for him in the comment section. Some were just saying, like, how crazy he is. Why would he say that? I mean, this is your wife you're about to get married. Okay, not wife, but, you know, your bride you're about to get married to. How could you say this? I mean, you could have just said it somewhere else. You could have just chosen a different time. And the Nigerian in him, the African man in him, he was like, you guys are not gonna tell me nothing. I said what I said. I'm like, you said what you said, but you put it online for people to put out their opinions. So it's like, why would you put yourself in that kind of predicament? Instead, just say all this vocally and literally to your wife, to your soon-to-be wife, or maybe before or after, or maybe put it in. No, you know what the danger is? To put it in the vows. That one was going to be terrible. Maybe they could have just talked about this in their private time. Like, no, baby, you're not really the most... I don't know, like, how he was going to say it, because I swear to God, any other woman, if you're going to say something like this, you will about to get smacked or get an attitude for the rest of the time. Or we might break up. People might actually go to that extent of breaking up with people because of things like this. So sometimes when you say certain things, or you try to put out certain statements, you have to really think of the other person, specifically women. Because right now, I feel like with this statement, you are really playing and toying on her insecurities. Because we all know the setup of relationships, courting and dating. Women, we feel like we've got the one, we found the one. We're kind of like interviewed in the whole session. Like, we're just an interviewee in the session. So you can imagine when you've scored a man who actually puts a ring on it, and then they come out and tell you things like this, then you're thinking, wow, so after all, I wasn't it. Like, I wasn't all that. That's why people went uproar, because coming from a woman, myself, that's all we are hearing. It's like, you were not the one that I wanted. You were just plan B, but I wanted better. I wanted slay queens or whatever that he wanted. I don't even know why I use slay queens. I'm not saying that slay queen is a bad name.
FBI, open up!
Preferred type of woman by men. So maybe she's let's say maybe she's a traditional woman. She's like the quiet woman. She's like, you know, the wifey material. I don't even know if that thing even exists. Whatever the term wife material, whatever that means. But let's just hypothetically speak for the sake of this conversation. Let's just say like she's the wife material, she's older. And she feels like, yeah, she has been interviewed enough and all the stages have been done. Just to get to the point of the man who is about to give you the job telling you like, yeah, out of all the candidates, I think I chose you. But you were not the first option because you were not smart enough. Let me read it again. You were not smart enough. You were not intelligent enough. But then they tried to deodorize it, to deodorize the poop out of the statement by saying, I've chosen to never find perfection in anyone else. Yeah, but then you just told me I'm done. Like a few minutes ago, like let's rewind a little bit to the first sentence of this statement. So to say that this is such a problematic way of, I know that people do not like to hear the truth. Facts. Who wants to be told the truth? No one. We can swallow the truth. But to put out the truth on social media, to, I don't know, I feel like Solomon Buchi is also like a life coach or something, so he got like a ton of following. You could have just used that as like a piece of content, not in writing, because you know what the danger is when you're writing. When you write and other people read what you've written, it's the understanding levels. Some people don't necessarily understand or receive or reciprocate the way you're trying to send out your message. So it might come off arrogant, it might come off for some people. So I think maybe this guy literally felt like he did something. You know, he was just out there like, yeah, my wife is gonna be ecstatic, like I'm gonna help somebody. Girl, like where? Make it make sense. Where? So I don't know. It's very problematic. You could have just chosen a better time to say it and a channel for you to say your message, maybe in video format, maybe in private to your wife. But tell me what you think, guys, because as you can tell, she's kind of in her feelings over this piece, unlike any other woman who read through this. I don't think I'll ever receive this. It's okay, but I guess she's fine with it. Maybe they actually got married. I don't know. We can see what happens, but stating all this in one caption online, yeah, very problematic. But I guess they're in love. I guess that's the way they speak in their relationship. We really do not know. But this caption, this piece of content went wild recently. So tell me what you think, guys. Do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And also, when I say comment, I'm gonna give out a shout out next time on my next episode to see who's commenting, so that we can have more conversations about this. So from me, your host with the most, Miss Rach, peace. Bye. See you in my next one.
For these and other stories, visit our website www.263chat.com. Follow us on Twitter at 263chat and like our Facebook page 263chat.